Hi, my name is Amara Pope. If I were to come down today and introduce myself to you and ask you, who are you and where are you from, what would you say? What is your knee-jerk response? I myself am often asked the question, where are you from and where are you really from? I never really noticed it before, not until I was asked this question over and over again, until I had my answer rehearsed. Hi, my name is Amara, and I'm from Elmira. My parents are from Trinidad, and my great-grandparents are from India. I myself was born in Scarborough, Ontario. Woo! So most people don't realize the implications of asking me the question, where are you really from? A lot of minority people are faced with these slight interrogations to legitimize who they are and how they got to where they are today. I'm here today to talk to you about how that question, where are you really from, has affected me, my research, and my current work today. After recently moving to Vancouver, I began to question, where is home to me? I realized that all of us are hybrids, affected by many different communities and cultures, and those cultures and communities are hard to isolate and define themselves. Take, for example, the community of Canada. What does it mean to be Canadian? Do we have to support the Maple Leafs? Drink maple syrup and eat beaver tails? I mean, I am a Canadian that really loves her Caesars, but I don't think that's what defines what a Canadian is. I myself see Canadians as a multicultural community. A Canadian, to me, can be so many different things wrapped into one. I myself am Canadian. I was born in Canada. Why is that not enough? What makes someone more Canadian than me? Is it based on race, ethnicity, background? I realize that many people face the situation of, where are you really from, every day. Even the musical artist Drake, who some of you may know. In multiple interviews and music videos, he actually describes what it's like to be a Black Jewish child when he was growing up and a biracial hip-hop artist today. As a biracial member of society, Drake is immediately placed into a historical trajectory of immigration in a settler colonial context, meaning he's compared to other people of his demographic and within the genre of hip-hop itself. He's often seen as too Black to be Jewish or too white to be a hip-hop artist. His descriptions of not belonging and feeling otherized really resonated with me. So during my master's degree at Laurier, I decided to create a study around Drake to explore the idea of a hybrid identity, what it means to be a Canadian. So I took 3 of his music videos, and based on my own experience, I explored the ways in which I was able to recognize how he performed different identities in different situations. Much like I do, performing my Trinidadian lifestyle at home because of my Trini parents, to the Western Canadian identity I explore every day, whether it be at work or at school. So the conclusion of my paper was a little contradictory. I examined the ways in which he performed these identities based on his background and his experiences, but he did so using a lot of stereotypes in his music videos themselves. So take, for example, the music video Worst Behavior. He explores a fully American identity, as it is based in Memphis, where his dad was born, and he drops the U from the spelling of the word behavior to, again, exemplify his American identity, using do-rags and chains to represent his hip-hop and Black identity. And started from the bottom, though, he represents a purely Canadian identity, Torontonian to be exact, using the Toronto Parks and Recreation sign at the beginning of the music video, the Toronto skyline, and he represents himself as a working-class member of society, working at Shoppers Drug Mart. In HYFR, for example, he also represents a different side of his experiences as a Jewish member of society, celebrating our bar mitzvah, celebrating Jewish traditions themselves, but then at the end, toasting with glasses of champagne to his fellow high-class rap artists. So I wanted to really explore and interrogate why he might have used stereotypes, but I was critical of this. He may be furthering the stereotypes of these communities, but he was also very aware of the platform in which his music videos were disseminated, on YouTube, to an international audience. So to be understood, he used stereotypes to align himself with these communities, and in a way also gain more visibility for these communities themselves to an international audience online. So in exploring this study with Drake and his hybridity, I learned about him, and also learned more about my own hybridity itself. And when I reflected on the paper that I created for my master's degree, I realized this paper encapsulates my hybridity itself. All of my interests and my skills and my educational background kind of looped into one, whether that be my interest in hip-hop and in Drake, or my academic background. I got a Bachelor's of Arts degree with a joint honors in Fine Arts and in English from the University of Waterloo. So I analyzed music videos through the visual and the linguistic aspects of the music videos themselves. From my Master's of Arts degree at Laurier, I continued to explore music videos on an online platform. And my current PhD studies in Western University, where I'm in my second year, I began to explore the role of musical artists and how they can affect society today. And I was really interested in music videos, the ways in which musical artists kind of created their persona or their star image through images, sounds, and lyrics. I found that music videos themselves are both a tool for advertising and a vehicle for communication. Drake was strategic in using music videos to describe his hybrid identity. He wanted to communicate his experiences, but he also uses this as a marketing strategy to connect to many different people in many communities and build his fan base. I was also interested in hip-hop itself. Hip-hop artists are often challenged for being inauthentic, but they speak from a first-person perspective as the genre itself creates a space for them to reflect on their challenges and hardships. And I was interested in Drake because Drake became the perfect case study for me to explore what it was like to be biracial, binational, a low-class member of society, a high-class member of society, and he's Jewish. Music videos themselves became a window into different cultures and communities while exploring the musical artist Drake. But it was really important to me that it was a paper written with academic rigor, but it also reached the everyday person who felt as if they didn't belong or felt as if they were isolated from the rest of their communities. They felt as if they belonged to too many places at once. So what I did was I presented my paper at multiple conferences across Canada and gained the feedback I needed from academics to strengthen my paper. I was lucky enough to get it published by Simon Fraser University, where I then gained the credibility I needed to reach out to many media outlets. I reached out to both academic and non-academic media outlets alike, and was lucky enough to get it reviewed in the Toronto Star, and interviews snowballed from there. I was interviewed in Toronto Star, and I even got to meet Ben Mulrooney, who I have a major crush on. And my interviews ranged from CBC Radio to Virgin Radio, asking me questions about my academic methodology and who I wanted Drake to date next. It was a great combination of my academic scholarly side and my fangirl side. So I used my own hybridity to carve out a future for myself in an academic and non-academic realm. I currently am a 23-year-old PhD student at Western University. And I continue to explore musical artists as entrepreneurs, the ways in which they affect our economy, affect us culturally through our language, and I also am exploring a non-academic side where I am pursuing a career as a strategic account manager at INN, and I currently am exploring my interest in marketing and communications on that non-academic side. So I challenge you to really reflect on your own unique hybridity. You yourself have your own unique experiences and skill sets. So I want you to take those skill sets and those experiences and carve out a future for yourself, whether that be in academia or not within academia. You see the world through your own perspectives, and I want you to share that with other people. I want them to see the world through your eyes. Thank you.